Hi, this is Mel from Mesa, Arizona, and today I want to talk to you about mangoes. I grow a lot of different types of trees, and that probably have around 600 trees growing at my house. Uh, and I have a mango tree that's a Manila mango in the back. It's about 9, 10 foot tall. And this year it was the first time I got fruit off of that tree, and I got about between 40 and 50 fruit off of that tree this year. And so I'm taking all the seeds and I'm planting them. And then my cousin and I helped take care of a garden in Phoenix that has Antonio mangoes on it. And it also has a Manila mango over there. And those trees are about 12, 15 foot tall. And they both got fruit. And so I have some Antonio seeds that I've planted here also. And then I ordered a box of mangoes in and got some other varieties. I got this carry here, and that carry's already grown up to about 10 inches tall. And you can see how it has kind of the burgundy leaves on it here. When the leaves first come out, they're kind of a burgundy color like that, and then they gradually turn to the darker green. So you can see this one has a little bit burgundy on it, and this one over here has a little bit burgundy, and then gradually they turn to a darker green. There's another one down here that you can see the burgundy color in the leaves. But on the box that I got in, the box of mangoes I got in, I got the couple of carries. So I've planted those seeds. I've got a Chinook, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And I also, I'm really excited about this, already sprouted back here, is a Namdok Mai. Now, the nice thing about the Namdok Mai is that that's a polyembryonic seed. So more than one tree can grow from that seed, and also the strongest ones of a polyembryonic seed are going to be clones of the parent plant, so the fruit will taste just like the fruit I ate that I got the seed from. But on the Carrie and the Chinook, those are monoembryonic seeds. So those, I've got some friends that have those varieties that I can get cuttings from, and so I can graft to those. I might leave one branch on both of those, because when you plant an monoembryonic seed, that's where you can get new varieties, because it's not going to taste like the parent plant. So just like a child's not going to be a clone of the parent, it might look similar, have some different traits that are similar, but they're not going to be exactly the same. Well, same on a monoembryonic seed, it's not going to be exactly the same fruit as the parent plant. So that's why I'm going to graft the same branches to these trees, but I'm going to leave one branch, because that's where you can get new varieties. And sometimes, just like a child, sometimes you'll get a child that'll be a little bit nicer and have better traits than the parent. Sometimes they'll get worse, sometimes they'll be similar. But so you can get new varieties by growing a monoembryonic tree, and it's going to be different than the parent plant. So that's where your different varieties come from, is from growing seedlings like this. And so I'll leave one branch on each of these trees, and you can see that they first come out, they're really small here like this, and then they start to get a few leaves on them, like this one here. Now this is another polyembryonic seed from my tree, my Manila mango out back, and so you can see it's growing more than one tree from the seed. This one over here actually has three trees coming up from it. Now again, the weakest one usually, not always, is going to be not a clone. And before you can tell on the tree what the fruit's going to be like, it usually takes 5 to 8 years to get fruit from a seed like this grown. Now if you graft them, you can get, if you graft a branch, like on the Antonio mangoes that are monoembryonic, I'm going to graft some branches onto those from the Antonio mango that's at the garden, and that way I'll have some branches on those trees that will be exact clones of the Antonio mango. Now Antonio mango is a mango that came from California and was brought to Arizona, and so there's not very many of them in Arizona. The only one I know about is the one over the garden that my cousin and I helped take care of. And the fruit on that, I love that fruit. It's a really good tasting fruit. The fruit inside is, most of the time your mango is kind of a yellowish orange, Well, this one is really more of a reddish orange inside, and there's almost no fiber on the Antonio mango, so that's one of my favorites. So I've got several of the Antonios planted here that I'm going to try to grow and graft too. And again, like I said, I'm going to leave one branch where it can grow and see if it comes up with a different type or different flavor fruit on that. Now, when you first eat a mango and you've eaten it all, then you're going to have this hard husk around it. And then I carefully cut around the edge of it, and then I split it open so I can get inside and get the seed out. And just cut this out. This is a monoembryonic. This is from the polyembryonic tree I have in the backyard. And you can see when you look at the seed that there's different sections on it. And each one of those sections, like this section here and the section here, they can actually grow different trees. And you can see that it's already starting to put out a stem right here, even when it was inside the shell, because I just barely opened this one up about an hour ago. It's already starting to grow a stem, so I'm going to leave this in the water right now so it doesn't dry out, and I'll be planting this into a pot just like one of these. Now you can see I use all different kinds of pots. I've got some of the round 1 gallon pots. I've got a square 1 gallon pot, and I've got a square one back there that's a 1.5 gallon pot that I've got the Namdok Mai seed planted in. And then over here, this one here is a Mekong mango, and I planted this one from a seed back in June 28th of 2023, so a couple of years ago, a little over 3 years, and it's about 4 feet tall already, and it's growing really good. Now the thing is, sometimes your mango trees will just come up and have one stem growing up and have no branches coming off. The Manila mango I have in the back did that. It was like 6 foot tall and no branches on it whatsoever. So what you do, you have to stress them a little bit in order to get them to branch out. So right here where you have a group of leaves, right in this area here, so what I'll do is I'm going to cut it off right about here, and that will stress it, and then where each one of these leaves are, it'll shoot out branches. The one in the backyard, actually, when I cut it off like that, actually grew 6 branches, and I took all but 4 of them off. I left 4 of them on there, so I had one growing north, one growing south, one growing east, and one growing west. And then I let them grow up another 2 feet, and I cut them off again above a group of leaves, and then it split off, and I let 2 branches on each one of those grow. And so now it's a nice, full, good-shaped tree, about 9 to 10 feet tall. Now, because it did produce a lot of fruit, that fruit weighs down the branches, so it is a little bit shorter than the 9 or 10 feet tall now, after the weight of those fruit pulled the branches down quite a bit. But it's shooting up brand new leaves now because it's finished fruiting, and so it's shooting up brand new branches and leaves right now from all those other branches. The Kerry is a really good tasting mango. That one's tasted really good, had a good flavor to it. And so this one here, I have a friend that has a Kerry mango that I'll be able to get branches from, and I'll be able to do it. But the Namdok Mai back there, that Namdok Mai is a polyembryonic seed, and so that one will be true to the parent plant, and so I won't have to graft that one in. And right now it looks like it's just one. Well, it is starting to get one other. Right here, it's starting to get one other branch coming off of that polyembryonic seed, and so it could have more than the one. It'll have 2 or 3 possibly, and the stronger ones should be clones to the parent plant. And over here, I've got a Palmer mango. Now this one's has been in the pot a little over 2 years, and this one's about 5, almost 6 feet tall now, and you can see how right here it got a little sunburnt on this branch, so this branch died, and so it shot up 3 branches because from that one area, because it got stressed. Now this one stressed itself by having that and then split off. So this one has several different branches, and right now you can see the tip of this one right here. real close here a second. And the tip of this one we got burnt a little bit too, and you can see that 2 branches are now just barely starting to come out of that one there and grow. So hopefully eventually I order fruit boxes in once in a while with mangoes and get different varieties. And I did get another variety in that last box. It was called I can remember the name now. It's called Sugarloaf mango. And the Sugarloaf mango is supposed to have a really good taste also, but when I opened up the seed, the seed hadn't matured, and so I wasn't able to plant that one. I was kind of disappointed about that one. But if you guys are growing any mangoes at your house, if you could put in the comments what your where you live at, what your zone is, because climate and zone depends on too. Mangoes will grow in zones basically 9 through 12. They do like a little bit of humidity normally. Because I'm in Arizona, it's pretty dry and hot, and we can get up to 110, 118 degrees. Actually, for the last 30 days, it's been 110 to 118 degrees here. And so, but once they get established, I use shade cloth until they get, for the first few years, to make sure, and I plant them on the east side of the house, so they get morning sun and afternoon shade, because the afternoon sun's pretty brutal on them here. But by using the shade cloth can drop the temperature about 20 degrees underneath the shade cloth on these trees. And so these ones here I've been sprouting inside the house, because with those hot temperatures they would have a very hard time surviving. And that you can see, like this one here, it was inside. This one actually started to sprout up but didn't produce the leaves, so I'm leaving it grow. The seed is still real green, so that means it has a lot of nutrients in it. And so I'm going to see if it'll sprout up branches or not. I never give up on them. I give them every chance they can. Just like people, you know, sometimes we get sick and then we come back and we come grow real strong. So that one could end up being a very strong tree. Here's another one, Manila mango. You can see the green leaves here, and then the other one here with the red leaves on it, just starting to grow up behind there. But we get excited having all these trees. I won't plant all these at my house. We do have, I'm a member of the Arizona Rare Fruit Growers Association, and once a year we have a mango tasting. That's where I get some of the other seeds too, like this Mekong mango. 2 years ago at the mango tasting, we ordered mangoes in from all around the world, and I've probably tasted about 50 different varieties of mangoes. I can't remember half of them. I try to write them down so I can remember what the different flavors and that are, so I know which ones, and I keep a list of which ones I like the best. And this one here was a very good mango, very little fiber in it, and it was a very good tasting, so I do want that one. So I'm really excited about growing that. The Namdok Mai and the Kerry I just tasted this year, and the Mahashanook, that's a real good tasting mango also. So I'm really excited about that. Now, also I buy mangoes sometimes in these Kent mangoes here. I bought those at an Asian store here in my area, and I've had luck in the past growing them. But you can see those I planted around the first part of July, and they haven't sprouted yet. So I'm glad I have the Manila and Antonio mangoes, and then the ones I ordered that are all sprouting, so that I can get some different varieties. Eventually I'd like to have like 12 different varieties of mangoes grown here at my house, so I can share with friends. And I've got 6 kids and 18 grandkids, so they come over and eat the fruit off the different trees that I grow here in the yard. And so I like to encourage people from around the world to plant trees that will grow in your area. I try and grow things that aren't really supposed to grow in my area, and have had pretty good luck growing some different types of trees in this area. But mango trees seem to do pretty good here and grow pretty strong. There's some varieties that do better than other ones. Like the Manila seems to do really good in our area, and the Antonio does really good in our area. And so I'm going to find out on this Mekong and on the Palmer. My last name's Palmer, so I had to try the Palmer mango, and grow that. So it's a monoembryonic, so it won't be true to seed, but this one was a grafted tree that I ordered in and got in from a tree company just because of the name, the Palmer mango. Now they say that the Palmer mango, when you eat it, it's one of the juiciest mangoes there is on the market. So it says you want to have a bowl underneath you as you eat it, so it catches all the juices and everything like that, so that you can drink those juices afterwards, because it's a very juicy. And the nice thing about this, and they say this was created in Florida from the Hayden mango. Now, the Hayden and the Palmer, if you look at their fruit, it's kind of a reddish purple, the outside skin when it's ripe, and kind of looks like that very expensive mango. I can't remember the name exactly, from Japan, that they say is $300 a mango, and sometimes it go clear up to $1,000 a mango on the ones in Japan. And this one looks similar to those mangoes. The Palmer and the Hayden do look like that. So this is a Palmer. Eventually I'll get a Hayden also. So I want to have several different varieties. I have several different varieties of everything I grow. Like I've got 26 different, or I guess I've got 32 varieties now. 32 varieties of figs. I got 4 different varieties of mangoes. I got 6 different varieties of bananas growing here. So you can grow a lot of different things in your area that they might say aren't supposed to grow there, but if you watch your pH of your soil and give them the right type of fertilizer. Now mangoes, just to let you know, mangoes don't really want a lot of nitrogen, so you want to keep, so when I fertilize these, I mostly use phosphorus, potassium, and your other trace minerals. I don't use any nitrogen to fertilize my trees in the ground for mango trees, because they don't want a lot of nitrogen, so they don't need that. And if you put a lot of nitrogen in it, it can actually kill the tree. So I've talked to several different nurseries, and this is the information they've given me on mango trees that not use the nitrogen, use the phosphorus and potassium. So I've got and I've also got what they call jaboticaba trees. I've got 3 different varieties of those, and those don't want any nitrogen either, because it'll cause leaf tip burn on those if you try to give them nitrogen. But if you have any questions, or you have some mangoes growing at your house, if you could put it in the comments and tell me what kind of mangoes you have and what the flavor of them is, so I can get ideas for new varieties that I might want to get. And if you have any questions on how to grow them or anything like that that you'd like to know for your area, if you put down the area you're in, like the city and state or country you're in, and what climate zone you're in, then that helps me understand what type of climate you're in and what things will grow there and what things probably won't grow there. So thank you for watching today, and again, my name is Mel. Have a great day.